What's going on YouTube? Joshua here with saltyscales.com. So a few years ago, okay, take it back, 5 years ago, I did a video tutorial on how to rig soft plastics. Now, my camera gear wasn't that great. My camera abilities weren't nearly as good as they are now because I've had lots of practice. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and redo that video for you, and also add some really good close-ups with a better camera and get some different angles for you guys so you could clearly see what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, please give a thumbs up, comment below, tap that bell notification, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's jump in. Alright, so here we are, guys. I got an array of different soft plastics, jig heads, different types of hooks. I'm going to show you and walk you through with extreme clarity on how to rig each one using the techniques that I find to be most productive. First things first, I'm going to show you how to rig up the Mustache Impact soft plastic hook. What's really cool about this, guys, they have this little plastic pin on them. And that plastic pin, you literally shoot right into the nose of the bait, and that helps hold it in place. So, alright, I'm going to pick a random soft plastic out of here. Let's see what we got. That looks sexy. Look at that thing. My goodness. So, it's a little smaller of a bait. These are 3/0 hooks. Actually, that's about right. Kind of like what a Senko would be. I'd probably use a 3/0 for this particular bait. So what you want to do is take this pin and put it right in the center of the soft plastic, just like this. Push it all the way up here, and that's really going to secure that bait on that pin and also help prevent any slippage. It's really, really nice, convenient way to rig your baits. I like to use my index finger here and also my thumb. Pinch the lure or the soft plastic, and what you're going to have to do is bend it a little bit. You're going to have to bend it so that way you could get your hook to come up and lay flat, just like that. Now the very last step here is to hide this barb. So you take your index finger and your thumb, you push the soft plastic up and then let it fall back on that hook, and you'll see that that hides the exposed barb and makes it completely weedless. Now when that fish bites, hook is exposed or barb's exposed, and then it's on like Donkey Kong. Next we have a 1/4 ounce Mission Fishin jig head. I really love these jig heads. You've heard me say it numerous times. Made in America, made with Mustache hooks, all hand painted. So these are very, very common in a way that I rig my soft plastics, especially my gulp, my little jerk baits. You see it a whole lot. Here's my trout trick swimming little Z-Man. This little swimmer's bad to the bone, guys. Nice low profile bait, perfect for trout, redfish, and things like that. Now I have to pair it with this beautiful Mission Fishin jig head, and this is one of my favorite ways. All you do is you take this hook and you center it right into the middle of your soft bait. Now what you want to do is push it until it starts to turn. When you see it start to turn, you want to pull the hook right out the center of the bait's back, just like that. Now just go ahead and push the soft plastic up onto the bait keeper. And sometimes, guys, these Z-Mans are really, really challenging to push up here because they're so flexible. But if you're persistent, it should work. Like that. And that is how it should look. The only downside to this particular style rig is that it's not weedless, obviously, but I'll tell you what, your hookup ratios are going to be fantastic, especially with that super sharp hook. Here we have the Mission Fishin jerkbait hooks, 132 ounce, 5/0 or 5/0 hook, and they have the little center pin spring on there, which is, in other words, like a bait keeper for your soft plastics. These are very common, very popular. They also have the weighted fixed weight on the shank of the hook, so it doesn't move. You don't have to worry about weighting your soft plastic. It's already available to you on this hook. Alright, for this demonstration I have a jerkbait and a 5/0 jerkbait Mission Fishin hook, which has the fixed weight and the little centering pin spring already attached to the hook. These are great, guys. You can buy them right off of Mission Fishing's website. I'll leave the link in the description below. Alright, so what you're going to do is take your centering pin spring that's already attached to your hook and push it right onto the nose of the bait. And what's important, guys, is to make sure that you're getting it as centered as possible. And you just literally turn that bait just like that. Nice and pretty. Alright, now you'll see the profile on these jerk shads are almost always the same. They got a little belly on them, they got this slit underneath, and they got a slit on the back. Well, this slit, the purpose of this slit is just for the barb to lay flush in there to help with the weedless, to help make it weedless. So let me show you how you hook it. Same concept as before. You take your index finger and your thumb, you press the bait forward, and what you want to do is run it right out the center of the back and up. Now look at this. Now see, the hook came all the way through. You can pull it right down and it should lay right in that groove. And it's that pretty. Now with these, the weight is gonna run the lure. It's gonna be more of a darting action off the floor, ocean floor. Now you can get these hooks that have a weight that you can move or slide up and down to change the dynamic or action of your soft plastic. So you can check those out at Bass Pro Shop. Like, you can move this weight on other style hooks and weights. You can move it down the shank and it'll help, you know, bring the bait up like this. Like right now it's gonna want to dive down more, but if you move this weight lower, then it's gonna want to stay more in that manner. And then you just got your simple DOA 5/0 hook. This is essentially a worm hook. You've seen them, especially you bass fishermen. You're going to show you how to Texas rig this with no weight. Most simplistic rig of them. Here we are. We have the DOA cow jerk shad here, and then your 5/0 Eagle Claw DOA hook. And this is your standard rig that you're going to see that's very popular among bass fishermen. You take your hook, center it right into the nose of your bait, and just before it starts to turn, there's a little slot on the bottom of the bait and on the top. That's in most jerk baits. What you do is you run that hook right out the bottom of that slot. Alright, so go ahead and pull the hook. You'll see this little 90-degree elbow. You want to pull it through your soft plastic, and while you're pulling it, you want to turn the barb of the hook to the underside or the belly of the bait, just like this. And it should look just like that. Alright, and just like before, you take your thumb and your index finger, press the bait forward, go right out the slot at the top, and it should lay flush on the back of the bait. And there you are, perfectly Texas rigged with no weight and no centering pin. Just a nice simple technique and rig. Now if you want to fish mid-column and you want to get a nice jerking action, this is a great way to do it. These little center pins, you can actually add these to any hook, just like that DOA Eagle Claw hook. And I'll show you how to do that. These are great, guys, to help keep your soft plastic from coming undone. And in my opinion, I think it helps keep them from tearing and breaking off, you know, more than what they should when you use these little center pins. Alright, so here I have the Eagle Claw 5/0 regular worm hook here, and the owner centering pin spring. And if they don't come on them, you could buy these separate. And what's really neat about them is it's just a corkscrew. You take the corkscrew, hook it into the eyelet of your hook, and twist. And as you twist, it's going to pop right on that eyelet of that hook, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's topic of how to rig a soft plastic lure. If you did, please give a thumbs up. Comment below. Do you have some questions or concerns? Did I not cover something? Or maybe you're confused about something? Comment below. Let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the water.
No